Canadian, and welcome to day 5 of our Canada visa secrets. So in this video we'll be covering the number one reason for refusal, and that's source of funds. So this happens when you show enough funds and they don't believe that you legitimately have those funds. It's not believable, it's not traceable. Do you understand? So we're going to be talking about it and how you would be able to overcome it. Now, so the shocking truth is that every single week we see applications like this. People have 50 million naira in their bank accounts, 147, even as high as 203. But they're all refused. And the refusal reason is the visa officer is not satisfied with the source of funds. They did not clearly show or explain how they accumulated those funds. So they don't just want to see money, they want to see where it came from. There needs to be a trail, a record. How did you make that money? You need to back it up with proof. And the more money you are showing, the more proof you have to show as to how you came across the funds. Now, let's talk about the 35 million naira mystery from Tunde's application. Now, Tunde is a civil servant, earns 100,000 naira a month, been working for 5 years, and his bank balance is 35 million naira. That's how much is sitting there. The visa officer decides to calculate that, okay, let's assume Tunde has been earning 100,000 naira for the past 5 years. The total amount that he can have is 6 million naira. But his bank account is showing 35 million naira. Where did the balance come from? Even if he's able to save the total 6 million naira, he still owes a balance of 29 million naira. Where did it come from? So the visa officer concludes that this doesn't add up and the money is possibly borrowed, or did the person launder the money? Just scream something is fishy, and Tunde gets refused. So the truth is, they don't ask you, you just have to tell them. And if you leave gaps in your story, you're allowing them to fill it with doubt, and when they are doubting your application, you get refused. Now, what is source of fund? What does source of fund mean? Do you get it? So what this means is, where did your money come from? Do you get it? Have it in mind, because it's so convenient, it's so easy to just go, let me get this proof of funds, let me do this, let me do that. But where did every significant amount of money come from is a very important question that you must answer. You must explain the source, you must prove the source, you must make it believable. The maths must work. Your claim income divided by the time you used to earn that income will give you your expected savings. And we all know you can't save up all the money you make. You need to spend some. Do you understand? Unless maybe in rare cases you're a student or you are living on your parents, but you know how your scenario is and how best to explain it. So if your account balance is greater than the expected savings, you must explain that difference. Where did it come from? So this is where a lot of people get it wrong, and they get refused for proof of funds, and they think, I have this money, but the visa officer is saying, where did you get this money from? Okay, fine, we see you have the money, but where did you get it from? Where did you make it? So money without explanation is suspicious money that will most likely get you refused. Now, acceptable sources with proof. That is, these are things you can use to prove your income. So it could either be employment income. You show your employment letter, your pay slips, your bank statement, showing your salary credit. And if you've been promoted and your salary has been increasing, you also show that. If it's business, show your business profit. The main thing is profit. Do you get it? You might have a business that is in huge turnover, but what they are really looking out for is how much is left, how much of all that is your profit. Your CAC document, tax returns, major contracts or invoices that you've gotten to show how you are generating revenue. So if it's a gift from family, you get an affidavit of gifts from the donor's bank statement to be sure that, because even when someone is giving you money or sponsoring you, they also want to know how that person is making their own money. They want to be sure that the person has more than enough such that they can comfortably sponsor you. They also want to be sure of your relationship with that person. Do you get it? You can't just bring a random person to sponsor you and think it will fly. It won't fly. They have to be sure of the relationship. If you sold property or land You show documents to back it up, your sale agreement, receipts, previous ownership details, your bank statement showing even how you paid for it. Do you understand? Or even how you were paid for it. So still unacceptable sources, it could be inheritance. You have to show that the person you're inheriting it from has truly passed. You show will, you show lawyer's letter, bank statement showing credit if it's a financial, if it's money. Do you understand? If you save from multiple jobs, you show your employment letters, pay slips from each job, the timeline. You have to explain the timeline. If it's an investment that matured, you show your investment certificate, the maturity statement, bank transfer record. So everything must align. If you are using a fixed deposit, you show it. So if you took a loan, let's say a study loan, you must explain it too. Do you get? You must also show how you are going to repay that loan if you took a study loan. That's the recommended loan that you can take studying. Do you get it? So that one makes more sense. If you want to take a loan from a family or friend, just it's best to position it as a gift. Do you get it? So it must be real, it must be reliable, it must be verifiable. That is what will get your proof of funds. That's what's going to get you approved, so you don't get refused for proof of funds. So whatever explanation you give, it must be provable. So if you lie, 5-year ban. Now these are notes from people's GCMS notes. So you can see one applicant showing 50M in their account, employment income is 80K per month, cannot justify this balance, and there is no explanation for the source of the money. So they are not satisfied that funds are legitimate, so they refuse it. Another one says for you to learn so that you don't put yourself in the situation that got these people refused. Another one is sponsor's business account shows high turnover, but applicant has not explained how 10 million naira will be available for study expenses. So the funds appear to be working capital for the business, so person also gets refused. So if your business is where you get the money from, it's best to transfer the money to yourself to show that the money is truly available for you, because if it's in the business account, it could be used for business. Do you understand? What happens if the business needs the money? Would you then be left stranded? So these are questions, these are things that you must look out for. Another one, large deposit of 8 million naira appeared 6 weeks before application. No explanation provided, and it appears to be temporary deposits for visa. So these are things they don't want to see. This lump sum, just loading up money slightly before your application. There has even been instances of people having the required amount, but just before that time, the amount is withdrawn and the visa officers notice, and that's the end. Do you get it? So for the fourth note we are looking at, applicant's father claims to have gifted 12 million naira, but father's account shows salary of 200K per month with no evidence of property sale. So this is also boiling down to, if someone is sponsoring you, their source of income too also matters. Do you get? You can clearly see it here. Someone earning 200K per month, how were they able to give you that 12 million naira? You need to back it up, you need to show proof. We've seen situations whereby a mother sponsoring her son, and they didn't even believe that the funds were legitimate. The mom had to still submit her invoices showing how she made the money. Do you understand? So these are things you should also consider, and if you need help with it, reach out to us and we're going to put you through and guide you towards getting your study visa approved. Now these are red flags that trigger further checks. So the first one is sudden large deposits before your application. Red flag. When your income doesn't match your account balance, what you're having is far exceeding what you could possibly earn, looking at the documents that you've submitted. When there is money in your account without explanation. Do you understand? When sponsors' income doesn't justify the amount they are giving you, someone barely earning 100K giving you 10 million naira, how does it add up? You need to explain. So you have multiple unexplained lump sums. So these are things you should check your application for to be sure that you are not making the same mistakes. Do you understand? So if you say savings, just make sure that whatever you are saving is reasonable compared to what you are earning. And if you have documents that are contradicting each other, they all form red flag. So visa officers would calculate, so make sure that you've done your maths and everything checks out. Now the honesty principle. So honesty gets to people. Everybody likes an honest person, and I'm sure as you're watching this video you can sense the level of honesty we have towards putting you on the right track. So if you found this video valuable, be sure to like, share and subscribe to our channel for more updates, and also ask questions, make inquiries, so we'll know where you're facing challenges and how best to help you. Now, an honest application is, applicant is earning a salary of 120,000 naira but couldn't save as much alone, so his mother sold her land to support his education. Now here is proof. So you can see how honest and straightforward this is, and it's also touching. But if there's no explanation, you say, you're a civil servant earning 100k and there's 20 million naira in your account, that's a red flag. They are suspicious. Where did you get this 20 million naira? Do you understand? Those are things to have in mind. So over explain rather than under explain. Tell a believable story and be consistent across all your documents. Don't leave gaps for them to fill that will then result in your refusal. Now the key takeaway is that even having 20M means nothing if you can't explain where it came from, regardless of the amount. If you can't explain the source, it doesn't mean anything. It doesn't count towards your successful immigration. So source of funds isn't just about the amount, it's about the story behind it, making it believable, showing that it is real and it's accessible to you. Do you understand? So your story, your explanation must be honest, believable, documented and mathematically sound. Don't cook up numbers that they check. We've seen the CMS notes where they said this person's income is not enough to sustain the amounts that they've put down as their proof of funds. So don't let the visa officer wonder. You need to make them believe in your application, believe in your intentions of coming to study, to believe that it is genuine and you deserve your study visa. So if you found this video valuable, like, share and subscribe so you keep seeing more updates, and ask your questions so we know the challenges you are facing and how best to put you through. So on our next video, which is day 6, we'll be talking about the lump sum trap and business account disasters. So if you've subscribed and turned on notifications, you see it. So thank you very much for watching, and we'll see you on the next video.